Shakur Stevenson, who is co-managed by our ESPN broadcaster, Andre Ward, who has recused himself from calling the fight. So is Joe Tessitore and Tim Bradley. Glad you're with us here. The return of live boxing under COVID-19 protocol.
You know what? Right now, it's funny because I like what I'm seeing from Caraballo right now. He's pressing on the gas pedal, you know, taking risks. He's going to have to sell out, and he knows that, and he's getting right to Shakur Stevenson at the moment.
Against Stevenson. As he gets into that pocket.
Yeah, when you...
Well, hands-free.
Yeah, Tess, when you fight against a slippery fighter like Shakur Stevenson, you just want to continue to get contact on him.
You know, that's a great point, Tim, and sometimes it's grossly undervalued in what you say. Just land, just throw, just try to get anything going. You always talk about that ability to find perfect range and distance with Stevenson. He gets off a 4-punch combination, including a right hand to the body that was effective.
Great at managing distance from his opponent. He can fight at any quarter. He can fight in the pocket. He can fight at mid-range, and he also can fight outside. But right now, he's being an aggressive dog.
Look at the hand speed on Stevenson.
You're right, the hand speed. You can see the skill level is different. But Caraballo, you can tell he's tough. He's taking a lot of leather on the way in just to get one shot.
Reminder, fanless atmosphere with COVID-19 protocols at the MGM Grand Conference Center, but you hear the murmur in the background, and you can join in that with Hear Me Cheer on any device. Go to espn.hearmecheer.com. You will hear your voice, your cheers heard live during our broadcast. That is espn.hearmecheer.com. That is being ruled a knockdown by Tony Weeks.
There's a possibility, Tess, that their feet got tangled, because that typically happens when you have a right-handed fighter versus a southpaw. You see the lead feet, they line up on the same side. Every time Caraballo sits there with the earmuffs on and sits mid-range and don't do anything, you see what Shakur Stevenson does, go right to him and land and throws and combinations. Yes, Tess, I thought that their feet might have got tangled up. But you can see here, Caraballo putting those earmuffs on, blocking his vision. And you see Shakur Stevenson doubling up with the left hand, with actually his lead hand to the head and also to the body, which causes a knockdown.
Scoring the knockdown in round number 1. The accuracy is just sublime, Timmy. He's so accurate and effective in placing his punches. And there is that power hand, the left hand to the body now.
But you see where he's choosing to be. Shakur wants to be on the outside, he'll maintain outside distance. If he wants to be in the inside, he can fight in close quarters as well. So if guys think that they're just going to come inside with this young man, no, you got something coming. He has great offense in the inside as well.
Let's check in with Bernardo.
Ooh,
that right hand was clipping. He drove that right hand down, and now Stevenson has Caraballo in trouble. Left hand to the head.
Showing that power, Tess.
Taking those steps forward. Look at the hand speed, and now sitting down a little more and looking for the shot and finding it.
That's exactly what he's doing right now. He's being patient right now, letting Caraballo throw wildly. He's looking for the opening right now.
Just look in his eyes. You should see that laser focus on the target. So effective with that left hand moments ago. Lead left there, comes back with a check right hook. 3-punch combination from
That's
Stevenson.
exactly what he wanted, Tess. He wanted to get on the outside to land that backhand. That's the straight left hand. He wanted to get full extension on his punches to be able to hurt Caraballo.
Covered up, and Shakur lets loose with the 3-punch combination.
Yeah, but you see Caraballo just walking straight forward, not even shooting a jab to lead his action.
And Shakur
That's why he's taking so much leather on the way in.
And 2. That last round, second round, he landed 29 of 55 power punches thrown. When we talked to him about how he thought the fight would play out, Timmy, he said, I think I'll be able to set him up and size him up in 3 and then get rid of him in 4. We're in 3 right here.
Caraballo hitting him down to the head and the body. He's catching him before he gets to where he needs to be successful, and that's the inside. Double left hand right there from Shakur Stevenson. This is target practice.
Splitting the guard with that left hand, then wrapped it around, but more useful with the power hand, the left hand here against Caraballo. Since his lone loss, he understood the gap in skill. He fully understands everything Shakur Stevenson is and what he perhaps isn't. And early on in this fight, he tried to put forth a strategy that would counter that. But Stevenson's so accurate, so skilled, and on target.
You know, he told us in the fighter meeting, he said, you know, I want to sit down more on my shots. I want to press forward. I want to take a little bit more chances because I want to be impressive to the fans.
Hands-free, hands-free.
I think he has a very good understanding of who he wants to be in the sport.
Yes.
Made the comment that I do have to get guys out of there. Talked about the fact that he wants to be a star, not just a boxer. And that he wants to surpass what others have done in the sport without having to play the villain role. And that means to him being the best fighter and being entertaining. Winning a world championship at featherweight, I mean, you're talking about a guy who could go multi-divisional world championships, you know, carrying weight upwards towards 140. Who knows, by the end of his career, 147. But you can start to see that development, especially right here at 130 pounds.
Yeah.
Years to win both an Olympic boxing medal and a world title. You see the power punches through 3 rounds, dominating form for the world champion. This a non-title fight at 130 pounds for Stevenson. He said, boxing is back. I want to be back with it. And first in the main event.
Stop, I got you.
Back on March 14th, that would have been a title defense against Miguel Mariaga. They'll postpone due to that first week of the shutdown due to COVID-19. Let's go to Bernardo.
Wally Moses is happy with the way Shakur Stevenson is boxing, but he wants him to continue to work the jab, go to the body, but not walk straight back. He wants to set him up as he comes forward and then walk him into a big shot.
Wally Moses, the grandfather and trainer of Shakur Stevenson. They have a dynamic relationship.
Come on, hands-free, hands-free.
Yeah, that's what Shakur Stevenson needs to do. He needs to get back on the outside, use his jab, and
don't hold that hand out like that.
Keep Caraballo outside, make him rush, and make a mistake, and then make him pay so he can get a clear shot on him.
Mark Kriegel, what say you?
You're seeing a guy coming to terms with monumental ambition. You know, he knows where he wants to get. He wants to be a household name. He wants to be the best guy in the sport. He wants to be, as Timmy said before, the future. The question is, how do you get there? I understand being a young kid and saying, I'm the next Floyd, I'm the next Sugar Ray. The question, though, and it's a pretty deep question, how do you get there without imitating someone else? And how do you get there if you are a slick fighter, a fighter of color, and not playing the villain? This is a question that we dealt with earlier in the broadcast, and it's something that's going to confront Shakur Stevenson, or he's going to have to confront.
Make great fights, be dynamic, be authentically you.
But the problem isn't him, the problem is the system.
Shakur Stevenson is incredibly likable.
Don't put the hand like that.
Doing really well to the body here in this 4th round, Timmy.
Yes, he is, and that's where he needs to go down and continue to soften up Caraballo. needs to continue to beat on the body, beat on the arms to bring those hands down, because Caraballo has a really tight defense. Yeah, what I want to show you guys is that look at how comfortable he is, even though he's getting his foot stepped on right here, his lead foot stepped on, but he found a way to tap, 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 get that right hand around to the body on Caraballo, and then follow up with a combination. See, that little half a step back, just a clear space to let Caraballo throw and make him miss and then make him pay, is the beauty. It's what I've been talking about. This is why this young man is so good. He does this all night long.
Round number 5 in our scheduled 10-round non-title fight.
Yes, that's right. Most of the time, Tess. You know, I like the head placement right there from Shakur Stevenson, getting his head on the outside, not keeping it down the middle, so won't allow Caraballo to headbutt him.
Summer series of Top Rank Boxing on ESPN with the COVID-19 protocols. We are bringing you fights this month every Tuesday and Thursday. Live fights on ESPN, and as was announced tonight, a special attraction on Saturday, June 20th from Mexico City with the 122-pound world champion, Emmanuel Navarrete. So next week, 3 nights of live fight action on ESPN.
Hands free.
And we'll be back with you Thursday. As you see, Jesse Magdaleno will be headlining against Yenifel Vicente. Adam Lopez also on that card, and a very good-looking prospect in Brian Lua, who's now 5-0. He will be in action Thursday night, as we will turn right around and bring you more fights from Vegas. Caraballo looking for body work on the inside. Instead, he eats Now the uppercut on the inside as Caraballo was leaning forward.
Don't hold the hand now.
Stevenson continues with such success with these power punches. Caraballo trying to dig to the body with the right hand.
Caraballo still not doing anything to get to where he needs
what a
to
combination,
be.
Timmy.
Absolutely. You know, Tess, Shakur Stevenson fights when he wants to fight, gets out when he wants to get out, and box on the outside.
Boxing history. Only the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, Vasily Lomachenko, is better. Of course, he did it in 3, which is ridiculous. May never see that beaten. By the way, Tim, in that last round, Shakur Stevenson was shaking out his left hand a bit after landing.
You know what? That could be an indication that he might have suffered an injury. You know, when you're hitting a guy on the forehead and hitting him on the top of his head constantly all night, you know, it definitely bruises your hand. Let's see if he continues to use his left hand in this round.
Keep him up, baby. Keep him up. Keep him up.
Nice sidestep right there from Shakur Stevenson, but it was a little bit low.
And thus Tony Weeks giving the time to Caraballo.
You good. Yeah, stay there. Are you good? Okay, here we go. Keep in. Time in.
It's a nice sidestep right there from Shakur Stevenson, right on the belt line. Oh, that was a little bit low.
A hopelessness with Caraballo. He knew he would be outclassed, outskilled, and he goes down here in round number 6, halfway through round 6. And he's reeling in pain on the canvas. Shakur Stevenson placed the money punch. And look at the reaction of Caraballo. A one and done from Shakur Stevenson after 6 rounds of having it his way.
Right in the soft spot of the body.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Tony Weeks calls a stop to this bout at 1 minute, 31 seconds of round number 6. Declaring the winner by technical knockout from Newark, New Jersey, Shakur Stevenson!